Hello, welcome to Steve's Backyard Bonsai. There's a plane going by overhead, so I hope you can hear me. This is another Alberta Spruce that's doing very well. I showed this to you briefly during the video I made with my other Alberta Spruce that's doing phenomenally well. But I didn't do anything to this one. I initially thinned it out a bit. I pulled a branch down that was growing right beside this one, and I think I'll take that wire off today and try and shape this tree a little bit better, make some selections at this point. I want to do clip and grow on this tree. I'll see if I can live up to that. This is the tree that had the very wide hips going up to a narrow section here. I don't like how this looks here. I do think that it will even out eventually. I wish this branch were up higher to help this section, but I do have this branch here that's doing very well. This tree had a lot of ants on it in the last growing season, so I suspected there might have been aphids, but I haven't seen any activity of aphids. I didn't see any last year either. So all I think I want to do with this tree is thin it out, do some branch selection at the apex or apexes. I think I want to make this a dual apex tree. Perhaps get rid of this and let this one grow up as the leader, keeping it further away from this one. I don't know, I want to make it an unusual Alberta Spruce, but still have it, maybe have that, that pine look. It's in a training pot that's got a mesh bottom. I doubled it up just so it didn't flex as much when I moved it. But I'll start by taking this wire off. I'm sure that that branch will hold in that position. All right, I'm going to start in the apex on this tree. First, let's remove this wire. I think I'll just cut this knot off at the top. I have this wire going through two sections of the pot, so if I want to pull them apart, which I think I do at some point, I need to unwire them. So that's out of view, but okay. Let me get the rest of this off. Get this little split piece off. Split piece of rubber. Did its job. Okay. Let's start looking at this apex. Okay, it's got a lot going on here. For starters, you've got this branch going straight up. So do I just simplify by getting rid of the other side? Or do I just start thinning it out? I'm going to start thinning it out. I got a branch growing in between the two. Take that off. I don't have a real front for this tree. Perhaps one will present itself. Okay, this branch has 3 divisions, and then the middle one divides again. So I'm going to take this one off. Look around first. Yeah, I want to take this one off. I really want to reduce the vigor up top. And it may look funny, but my money's on this tree to send out a whole bunch of new shoots. All right, I'm taking this little interior one out. This goes up and divides into 3. Then it's got one up on the side that divides into 4. So I can reduce that one on the side by taking the 2 that interfere with the other, taking those out. I didn't take them all the way out, did I? I can remove some of these old needles down here, which will help give it a more branchy look and less like a young tree, which is a goal all the time. My hands are going to be covered in the sap, very sticky. Comes off with rubbing alcohol though, which I always keep handy. Today's an iffy weather day. You keep getting the sun, and it goes in, it gets chilly. It's supposed to rain again. We've been getting a lot of rain. I think a lot of you are getting that rain too. Interesting weather patterns. Love to discuss it with you guys sometime. What is happening? All right. Okay. I can simplify this guy. Sometimes when you pull these little interior needles off, you start to feel like maybe it's too early. Starts to fight back. I get a little overcautious. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take this middle shoot out. Lots of buds. But I really have to simplify this apex. This divides into 3. I'll take the interior one off. This divides into 3. I'll take this outer one off. Actually, that divided to 4. There's another one here that kind of grows toward the other stem. All right, am I satisfied with that apex being simple? Do I want this branch? have to pick a front? Well, before I tackle this other apex, let's see what's going on here. I like this branch. It comes out very radially. It's not quite in line with this one, which divides right away. Do I like that? I don't know. I'm going to take this lower one off completely. This one looked so good when I looked at it in the nursery. I opened the bottom of the pot. It had another branch here. It was a little hard to see, but I saw this big fat base with a nice flare right here. Yeah, when I looked at this in the nursery pot, I got really excited, but I couldn't see any of this. And I don't know if it'll ever be attractive, but I'm going to give this tree a shot. It's healthy. I will not abandon you, little tree. Not everybody can have nice looking features. Okay, so I'm going to leave this here for now to kind of fill up this area. But there are three, let's see which one. I'm going to take the lower one out. If there are three branches, I'll take the lower one. Luca, what's that? It's getting cool in the greenhouse now. I don't have any use for this branch here. I'm going to take the crotch growth out of here. I think I'm going to nibble this down a little. Not right now. All right, so this is a little simpler. I do want to look at this right here and see if I can simplify this. Okay, there's a little tiny branch right here. And if I can find where it's coming from, there we go. Take it out. This is a funny branch. If this is my front, and I'm thinking this is a good front. All right, I'm gonna mark my front right about here. This branch is a little troubling, but I think if this goes, then I've got that side. Yeah, I'm gonna mark this as my front. And I like to mark my fronts with two pieces of wire, so you can get them to align perfectly. Yeah, I'm going to work with this as my front. Let me align it for you all. Right there. Yeah. It's subjective. I'm well aware of that. Okay. So I wouldn't normally want this growing up in the middle if this is my front. but I think I'm going to leave it because I'm not done thinning this guy out yet. So if that were to grow up and fill in that space, I probably don't need this part of that branch, which is a lot of the foliage. If I cut it here, I'm going to do it like that. I like that. Okay. This is the branch I pulled down, and it did compress right there. Unfortunate. I got a little bit of inverse taper. I didn't notice that before. Right there. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it. Right there. But the branch held down, and I like the way it looks. Okay. Moving on. A little bit of confusion up here. I'd like to thin this out a little bit. It divides into 3. Well, this one divides into 3. So I like this branch, but I've got to make a choice. How much do I want it to open up? If I take the outer one off, it doesn't open up that much. If I take the inner one off, it opens up a lot. But I think I'm going to take the outer one off. And there's another little branch here. That I'm going to take off. I'd like to pull these old needles off. This is an example of one of those locations where I feel like it might be too early to pull those off. Maybe a little further down is okay. Gotta watch the time. Luca has a play date at 2 o'clock. I got plenty of time. So, I like the top there now. It's way simplified. Maybe I'll cut some of those old needles. Let the rest just fall off. Love it. It's gonna be all over me. I think I can make a better cut here. There we go. I keep coming back to this little branch right here. I'd like to know what everybody thinks, but at some point, I may just take it off here, regardless of what anyone thinks. That little branch comes off because it was interfering, but I like the one below it. There is actually, and this is in the top third of the tree, so it should be going up, but should be going up that much. That's actually like a new competing leader. I'm going to take that top piece off. That'll really give me some separation. It's too bad though. Get closer. Yeah. That helped. This piece comes up and divides into 3, actually 4. So I'm going to take the innermost one off. And I'm going to take the uppermost one off, so that leaves 2. Much simplified. And I'm going to remove these old needles by cutting them. Okay, on the other side we have a similar situation with a nice branch, but it's growing too much toward the center. So when it comes up, it divides into 4. So I'm going to take this inner one off completely. That leaves 3 and a lot of needles. Oh, this has a little branchette coming out the top. I'm going to take that off or stunt it a bit. Take these needles off on this little branch. Give it more of a branch look and less of a immature growth, immature bud explosion. All right, there's a lot of branches here. I've got to select 2. So which 2? I take this inner one off, it opens up the middle. I've already taken an inner one off, but let me take another one. This one. All right. Now I've opened that up nicely, but there's a lot of confusion back here. So what is going on here? I got a branch coming out at the base here that I don't need. These needles make it very confusing. These are old needles. They have no use right now. I'm going to take this inner branch off. It's very small. I'm still not seeing any aphids or any kind of bugs at all. There's some caterpillars crawling around on my seed trays this morning. Little teeny ones. I don't know what they were, but caterpillars like to eat, so there's lots of stuff to eat in here that I don't want them eating. All right, so this one, if that's my front, do I need that at all? There is a lower branch that could be a good back branch, and I've just left that in place and taken everything else off around it. If that lives, it'll grow out in that direction and be a good back branch. If it lives. If it doesn't live, you know, it makes the decision for me, right? Okay, what does that look like now? I like that. Okay, moving down the tree. So this all points up. That's the top third. These guys should point more out. So this is clip and grow, right? What is this little mess? Okay. Let me make sure you're seeing further down the tree and close up. So let's close in on this section now. All right. So right away, this branch, it has a section of it that interferes with the front. So do I keep any of it? Let me start by taking this bottom piece off. All right, so that makes me definitely want to take that whole section off. A lot of budding here at the top and the bottom. So this has started to turn around, and is it too long? Let me look at this whole section. Not all of it is too long. This one seems too long. So this branch has a bud here going up and a bud here going out. This section is what's making it too long. So if I take that off, I'm encouraging this growth, and then I'm just going to work my way around and do I want to shorten any of these? I think I want to shorten this guy. What I was saying was, I think I want to shorten this one by pinching. So that's my front. I want to pinch this one back a little bit. And I want to pinch this one back a little bit. So that, in essence, is guiding me towards how much to shorten these guys. And they're not that bad. I do want to change some direction. Okay, so I got that. There's a low branch here I want to cut off. I'm going to pull off these old needles back in here. Got oak tree debris everywhere. There's a little bit of crotch growth right there. This section is growing in toward the tree. I want to take that off. Got a little branch here, little tiny new bud where this bifurcates. These needles are getting very, very teeny here. I'm happy about that. I think I want to take this section off, this one right here. Will I regret that? No, I don't regret it. And I'm going to clear this open by removing this section of this branch. This is kind of old and ugly right here. And I've got younger new shoots right there. I want to take this off completely. I think I do. Let's see what happens if I do. Nothing. Nothing happens if I do. I've been brave today, so I'm going to continue that line of thinking. Yeah, that didn't do anything bad at all. All right, back to this. I'm gonna take this lower branch off and the section of this back branch that interferes with this one, which is this whole thing. Okay, now working on this back branch, it's got some old stuff down here that didn't look very healthy. It's got these old needles that need to come out. These I don't feel bad about plucking. This is older wood. I always say I'm not going to pick a front. And then of course you have to pick a front, because otherwise what are you doing? Do I want this little one growing in the middle here? Nope. I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want this. That goes up and divides into two. This goes up and divides into two. And then that two divides into three on this side. So I'm going to take the interior one out. And the other side of that divides from one into 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll take the interior one of those out, creating some separation. And I'm going to take the outbound most one out. So that makes this a little bit more compact. I like that too. And let me see if I can raise this up a little bit more so I can get comfortable pruning this section. Okay, back to the front. I'm going to make some adjustments there too. But, okay. I am down to this part here, which is this whole little confusing mess. I said I was going to let this grow. Not sure why. But if I do that, I don't need any of this right here, because this is all coming from the same spot. So that simplified it a lot. And that is essentially a whole back cluster that I'm not even sure I need at all. I don't. Although I'm sad by that, but a little whirl was happening here, if you notice. Okay. These branches cross, this one and this one. I'm toying with the idea of losing this one completely. The Peter Chan paper towel trick. Oh yeah, that's not helping me at all, is it? You know, I don't think I need it. I don't think I need it. Got to get a smaller knob cutter. Okay. Do I like it? I do. All right, so spinning the tree around so it looks good from all angles. It does not, by the way. Not too bad. Okay, that's my front. Still looks okay. Might want to pull that down. Or I might want to lose it altogether, do I? No, I do not. Well, the top part, well, there's nothing here. So I'm going to leave that. I'll make some decisions on it another time. But keeping up with what I'm working on. Yeah, this angle looks like crap. But I don't know if I can help that much. Just cleaning this up here. Got a dead branch there. Got a dead branch here. All right. I worked on this. I worked on this. I haven't worked on this. This inner branch is interfering. Got a lower branch here that's interfering. I got two ladder branches here. I want to lose one of them. This one's not coming out radially. The other one is. So I'm going to make the decision to take the upper one off. The lower one is weaker, but I think it'll gain some strength. I hope it'll gain some strength. I don't like this branch. Yeah, I'm going to take the upper one off. That was a tough decision. And we've got 4 branches coming from almost one spot here. So, what's a mother to do? Now, I've got some decisions to make. So I'm going to start with this lowest branch. So the part of this branch that hides the trunk from the front is the most vigorous part of this branch, but I'm taking it off. And if I take this off, and this off, and this off. A little weird, but I like it. Still has a lot of vigor in the apex, but I think I'm going to leave that. I don't know if you're still looking at this, but I'm just taking one little piece off of the apex. Okay, so I haven't touched this branch at all, and it's time. big heavy section here going up. I don't think it does any good at all. So I'm going to take that off. Okay, moving on with that branch. Got a part sticking straight up here. I'll take that off. It's a little branch. It's not hurting anything. It's also not helping anything, so I'm going to take it off. These two little sections here. Well, it's one branch with two sections. Taking that off. I kind of like the way this mirrors this somewhat, but it's a little busy. These grow out nicely, and then this one's going straight up. This one's going straight up too. You know what? I'm going to take this section off. You can see through that. Let's see what happens there. I'm going to take this section off, which flattens that out nicely. And I think I want to take this part of this branch off. Okay, so let's look into simplifying this branch. There is a section here that's not getting any light at all and looks pretty weak. Take that off. Comes up and divides here, and then it divides into 3 at the top. I'm going to change that to 2. It's always a question which one you want to take off. You can follow the rules. You don't want the Y to be too wide when you take out the middle, so sometimes the middle stays and you take out an end, but it's subjective. It's all a matter of what you see and what you like. All right, this other branch divides into 1, 2, 3, 4, and then those subdivide. I see this one, which is going up, as the one that wants to leave, and then this one is the one that interferes with the branch next to it. So I haven't changed much. I like the shape. I think I want to These are kind of eye pokers, aren't they? You know what? I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to take this off. I think I don't want to do anything else to this tree. I'm scared that I may have done too much. but I like it better. This guy still bothers me. I want a true separation between these two apexes. And I think I want to pinch this a little. And this a little. I'm going to remove this section. And this section. And this. It's one of the ones I pinched. I think I've moved the front a little bit. That's the front, right there. Somewhere there. What do you think, everyone? Certainly a lot simpler than it was. And from this front, that little hippiness doesn't look so bad, does it? All right, and once I uncover these roots a little more, this will be the second season in this? No, this is the third season in this tray, I think. Yeah, I'm liking it. All right. Okay, let me give you one more 360 of my number 2 Alberta Spruce. It doesn't look great from all angles. It needs a pot of its own. I have a mica oval pot that I think I'll put this in. I think those are the most ugly pots, but for training, it might be the one for it. But I'm not repotting this season. I'm going to let it go one more season in this tray. It's doing very well. All right. Thank you for keeping me company in my backyard.